Guess who's back after what, 2 fucking months? Yeah, it's been a while. I kind of forgot about this channel. Look, I was busy with, videos, podcasts, Fantasia Film Festival, and honestly, I'm just being lazy. I don't know. But I'm back with The Severed Arm, and I have to say, this is the alternate cover from VS, and I absolutely love this cover. It reminds me a lot of those old Giallo books, but this is way more titillating than the actual movie. There's no nudity in this. There's not even a half-naked lady being scared off by a guy with an axe. There are axes in this. There are a lot of axe murders. But there's none of this. But I still love this cover, even though it's a bit, false. So yeah, 1973, directed by Thomas S. Alderman, starring probably a bunch of people that were popular at the time, like Deborah Wally, Paul Carr, David G. Cannon, and a special appearance by Marvin Kaplan as Madman Herman, a radio DJ who gets killed on air, and that scene is pretty good. So what's the story of this? What is this film? It's a proto-slasher, and the story kind of reminded me a bit of my favorite actual slasher, My Bloody Valentine, in the sense that this is a revenge tale after an accident in a cave. So this group of boys, they go on an adventure, they go caving like a bunch of fucking idiots. You never catch me, fucking cave. I'm not even claustrophobic. I just don't want to go in a cave, because, caves can cave. I guess that's where that verb comes from. Anyways, and that's exactly what happens whenever one of the boys does something with a hammer, and then the cave caves, and they're stuck there for a couple of days because it's a 2-week vacation with the boys, of course, and they all get stuck until one of them, our main man, has the idea, because he read it in a news story, that some sailors were stuck at sea and they ate each other to survive. So after a while, they're like, okay, let's pull some straws and let's figure out who are we gonna eat. And it's Ted. It's fucking Ted, man. They eat Ted. Well, they don't eat Ted. They cut off his arm and eat his arm, only for them to get discovered by the police and everybody just like 5 minutes after they eat the dude's arm. And a couple years later, they're kind of each in their own world, not really talking to each other. And then our main dude, red-headed bearded white dude from the 70s, receives an arm through the mail, a severed arm, and that kickstarts a rampage where we presume that the man who had his arm eaten takes revenge on the group of boys one after another. And honestly, for 73, this is pretty similar to a slasher. This has a very slasher-esque type of atmosphere, with like not a pre-title kill, but you get to see somebody sever the arm of a dead body. And I have to admit that it's not a gory film. You don't really ever see the arms getting chopped, because that's how the killer kills. He chops off arms, which I thought, it wouldn't actually kill, but I guess the shock and everything, who cares? This is a movie, we don't need realism. They get their arms chopped off and they die one by one, except the first one, who's a doctor. He just goes into shock and then goes into the hospital, and then quickly we learn that no, it is not all what it seems to be, but I won't spoil anything, because this is a spoiler-free channel. This is also a talent-free channel. These videos are dog shit. If you've ever been on this channel, that's why I don't post them anymore. But anyways, that's The Severed Arm. I like this movie. It's not the greatest proto slasher ever made. It is very much a low budget exploitation film from the early 70s. 73 being, I think, pretty much my favorite year for movies, like for horror movies and exploitation, like ever. I have so many good films from that era, but I come to realize that most of the 73 films that I really, really love are European, with some exception, with, of course, Messiah of Evil probably being right up there as my favorite from that year. And no, there's a few. Malatesta's Carnival of Blood. I'm just fucking saying bullshit. It's just that 73 is a great year for Jess Franco, so that's why I thought European, but also Torso. Yeah, honestly, I'd be down to do like a 73 series where I discuss films from 73. But yeah, Pigs, also another one that Vinegar Syndrome put out, is amazing. I love that movie. But yeah, it doesn't hold a candle to all the other 73 movies that I've reviewed or I love, but it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty decent. As I said, the atmosphere is really good. The whole stock and slash aspect is also very well done. The cinematography is good. The music is terrible. It's early 70s electronic music, but it kind of is charming, because if you're a fan of this era of cinema, you learn to enjoy that little like over the top electronic like music from the 70s. But yeah, it's a good movie. Deborah Wally, who's the main, I guess, attraction of this, I think plays the guy who got his arm Eden's daughter, as she tries to help out the guys on their quest, because one of the dudes that is responsible for the accident is a cop. The other one, a red-headed 70s white boy, is goes with the cop, and then there's one that's a mechanic who doesn't want to know anything. Doesn't want to deal with them. He has a gun and he wants to use it. Yeah, some pretty nice kills. There's one in the radio station, as I've said. There's one in an elevator, and yeah, it's pretty good. The rating, because yeah, I do ratings on this channel for some fucking reason. These ratings, as the Great Moods once said, ratings are for the dummies, and they are. But hey, 7.27. It's low in the sevens, but it's still in the sevens, which is good movie. I picked this up during the latest like subscriber week sale, so it's probably regular price now, but I'm sure it'll come down next sale. I'm pretty sure it's not a title that sells a lot, because it's not some stupid 80s action movie that was straight to video that people are nostalgic. This is 70s exploitation, which was how Vinegar Syndrome really started, which is my favorite type of Vinegar Syndrome releases, other than the recent onslaught of Hong Kong films they've been releasing, which makes my little pickle go full dill, if you catch my drift. Anyways, Severed Arm, really good. I like it. Go watch it. It's probably streaming on Tubi, because everything is. Shalamala pussy.